they do that?
Don't try to apprehend him.
Right, we are back on this Wednesday afternoon, and Bitcoin is getting a little pump. So let's have a look at where we could possibly find a short, where we could maybe find a long, and yeah, have a little look at this price action. So hopefully I'm coming through clear enough. So let me know in the chat if I am. Right, so let's have a look at what's happening with BTC. So currently we're getting a move up. We are trying to push higher, and we've seen a little resistance at this area of interest. So let's see if we could why is my chart all funky? Let's reload this. Reload without saving. Right, let's see if we can do this again. Okay, can't move this one, can't move this one, which is odd. Alright, maybe I'll need to delete it, and then, is it locked? I wonder. Locked. Oh, it's locked. That is why. Okay. Oh no. Good. Nice. Progress. Alright, so we got that move up, and we had some areas that we were looking at to possibly add to the short trade. However, price came up and blew through supply. So the short I was given is not valid, and yeah, we're trying again to basically break through supply. So what it is that could possibly happen here is we have to look at this as maybe it's a distribution model forming, and maybe it's a model 1 distribution that is trying to form. So if we come up to this high again and we fail to break and hold above, ideally an SFP, I would look to take a short. So this idea up here is valid. We could SFP this into this, and this could be the short, as well as we could just pump and continue making moves to the upside. So that is currently what I'm seeing here. So let's hide all the previous TA that we had. Put this in live, get rid of all of that. So let's come down to the daily and see what's happening. Alright, so how would we approach analyzing this chart here? Well, basically, if we're using your standard Fibonacci tools, which is your Fibonacci golden pocket, you would pull a low where you start by pulling your fib from the low to the high. Now, because this would be considered your high for then your higher low before making your higher high, then this is the low that you'd be interested in pulling your fib from. So on the fib, there are some levels to look at, and we have a few that we use. So it's basically 3 levels. It's the 0.786, the 0.65, and the 0.618. So the 0.618 and the 0.65 is what you would classify as your golden pocket area. So it's a pretty useful tool, and it does tend to work majority of the times, but you can label it like this. Alright, so this is your local golden pocket area, and essentially if this was all you were using to try and identify where your long may come in, you'd look for price to get to this zone. Now price came down to this zone, and it front ran the zone by a couple $100. So seeing that, you were so close to the golden pocket and you change structure on the lower time frames, that would be a confirmation for a long. Could we pump lower? Possibly we can, but time will tell. So this is how you basically would go about using the fib retracement tool, and how you would identify an area where price is likely to have a reaction for a move back in the trend direction. So you could pull your fib that way, as well as you could pull a fib for the opposite way. So we start from the high to the low. So if we're looking to get a short, and we're thinking that the short could be a swing short or maybe a bigger time frame short, in terms of, okay, you think this is the end of the bull market, we could expect that price may retrace to this area here and then give us a rejection for a move down. So this is how you could use your golden pockets, and you can take your trades from there. So how I would approach something like this is, okay, this is my area of interest, and I'm going to say if I come below these lows here, then my trade is invalid. So right below the lows, and I can target the golden pocket from the high. That is if you're looking for a longer term trade, but if you're looking for something a bit medium time frame, you can say, okay, we're bouncing from this area of interest, and I'm going to pull my Fibonacci tool from this swing high to this swing low. Right? And this would be an area where I can expect price, if we are to continue in a downward trend, to have a reaction off. So you could have long from here to there. That's basically how it is you could enter your trade and exit your trade without guessing where price may go to. So if you just taking a trade for what the trade is, then this is not a bad risk to reward trade. So the same would go if it is you're looking for a short and looking for your entry anywhere around this area, and your stop would be right above the 0.65, and then you look to take it down. So I used this strategy before. It's not 100%. Nothing in trading is 100%. But it does work. It's not the most accurate thing out there, but you can definitely have a winning account. Basically, you can be profitable just by using this strategy and good risk management. So there's a little idea on how you could possibly use fib levels for your trading strategy. In case anyone wanted to know, I don't use fibs. I would pull a fib from time to time, but I don't use it for my actual locating my points of interest. So just one moment. Right, so let's see what's happening currently with price. We're really struggling to push higher in this zone, and that's not really a good thing, is it? So let's see if we have any lower time frame. Nothing is looking too obvious in terms of we get a rejection from here. We did reclaim a pretty important level, which is this level right here, 111,800. Ideally, I'd like for at least a 4-hour close above, but my key area to look for is above 113. So hopefully we can get above there before New York is out. And yeah, we need to keep in mind that if we do try to push higher, this could be a possible short, and we do have this zone above that we did not fill. I was actually looking at this zone for a short trade, but it was front run by a much bigger I think it was a 2-hour area supply that we came up to. Yes, right here, 2-hour area supply. So we could definitely come up SFP and then dump again. That could be another scenario. So if we SFP, ideally I'd want to have my stop above here, and I'd be targeting the lows if we can push higher than this. So TP1 would be this zone here, and we'd look down there for long if we come down to this area. And alright, let's get rid of all of this. Actually no, we'll leave it just for future reference. Let's just move it over to the side. So by then if price comes up, we can see that we was looking at those areas of interest. Alright, yeah, this doesn't look too strong. So it's a bit concerning that we came up again and we failed to push higher. So let's see what the 5 minute is saying. Okay, doesn't look too bad just yet. So we took the short from here down to this area, took profits here, and we got stopped out for a small win. Currently long, and let's see. Right, so this is what I'm up currently on this trade. So hoping for higher, but we don't necessarily need to. How is the indicator looking at these levels? Let's have a look at the 1 hour. So we have some money flow coming in on the 1 hour. 4 hour is killing up, but also the momentum wave is already above the 0 line. So yeah, what we could probably see is that maybe if we come up and try to break above and the momentum goes higher than this, then we could have a hidden bearish divergence because the money flow is actually still coming out. It's starting to curl up, so we just have to wait and see what happens. Hopefully the market starts to pump soon. If it doesn't, well, then could potentially see 106, 102. Yeah, those levels. Alright, so I thought Bitcoin was actually going to start to move. That is why I came on. But yeah, looks like a nothing burger. So stay on for a little bit again, and we'll see if we could possibly get into a trade live. So let's have a look at something here. Okay. So we're holding this level pretty well, but we are leaving back a lot of liquidity. We could come back for that pretty quickly if we top out here. So take care with your longs if you are long, and let me see if we do come down, if I can give you guys a level that you could probably look to enter from. So this over. If we do happen to push from here and we actually start closing above, where can we look for long on a retrace? So this is all I'm seeing currently. So we could expect price to possibly come down to this zone and then continue higher. So yeah, hello. Yeah, we could definitely top out here. I mean, 3-hour money flow is killing back lower, and the 2-hour is giving us a little bit of hope on the money flow, but it's not really looking good. We're finding resistance here, and we found it once and twice. This SFP has me a bit concerned, so price is really struggling here. There is definitely a lot of selling taking place, so hopefully we could go higher. I'd really like for price to come up and take out the highs, and if we could do that into the zone, then we could short from here, and we could take a short. Basically this would be a short trade right here, and this long trade would be if we push higher. This is not what you're looking to long right now. That is only if we start pushing higher. Yeah, this doesn't look too good. Let's find our structure here. So where is my tool? So we had low, high, hello, high, hello, high. So for this trade to be no longer bullish, definitely had to come down and close below this level. There is liquidity being generated, so we could come down for SFP I didn't see anything left behind here for price to come back to. So yeah, it's a bit odd that price would want to come back down here. Yeah, not really seeing that trade here. It's very choppy price. Like these small little moves. Yeah. But the thing with Bitcoin is that it will give you these small, annoying, very, yeah. It's like no interest. It's going to make you lose interest in the charts, and then all of a sudden, price rips or dips 132 out of nowhere. So, yeah. Let's hope we could get a little bit higher. If we could, that'd be nice. And yeah, we could possibly take a short trade. So there's something I want to do, which is to basically open a demo account, and I will share that demo account live when I'm doing my videos. So whatever trade it is I'm taking, I'm going to take it on the demo as well, and you guys can see how it is we able to grow that account. And maybe in the future we could do a live account. Yeah, so I'll try to get that set up maybe later on today, and if we see a trade, I will take the trade with the demo account, and you guys could see in real time if it is we are able to make on this account or not from my trading ideas. Higher would be nice to get a short in. Yes, definitely it would. The thing is, there is some liquidity to get here, and there's a big fair value gap in the middle there. So I think what would really be key to get above would be this 113 level, and if we could get above there with a nice retest, I will be adding to my trade. But if we're unable to do that, I will take majority of my long trade out, and I would open a new short. Currently I'm not in any short position, just the long that I shared with you all, and I am holding it for higher. So let me just share what my take profits are with you all. So take profit 1 on the long trade will be at this level here, which is coming in right around 116,500. And why 116,500? Well, we have a area of supply here, we have value area low here, and yeah, supply, value area low. That is all I need to basically say this is a good place to take some profit off the long trade in the event that this is where we stop moving up. And if we stop here for a bit, come back down, and then continue to pump, I can always add to the trade on the retracement for the move up. So take profit area 1 here, and then we have another zone at the POC. But there are a few zones here that we could look at. So I wouldn't have a set take profit. I would basically do a manual take profit. Those are how close these zones are. So we could come into the zone 1 for TP1 or TP2, sorry, yeah. But most likely we may run up to this area of supply. So one out of these two areas I would be actually looking at if it is I were to take profit. Ideally, I'd be holding in the event that we push higher. But all we need to be concerned about currently is this area here and prices rejecting from it. So unless we could start closing above 112, no need for us to think about longs for the long term. We just need to basically trade the range, because we could range at this level here, and this could be the higher the range for a move back down to the lows of the range, ideally coming and taking all this liquidity that we have been generating here. So yeah, so that's all I'm seeing right now. We have the other levels from before, which is lower, and you all could go back and see what they are. So if we come down, we grab all this liquidity for a straight shoot down to this zone, the next zone that we're looking for our next short, and for our next long, sorry, and we look to be taking it up to wherever it is we have POI. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have for now, and I'll drop another update for you guys tomorrow. So trade safe, and remember to trade what you see, not what you feel, and I will see you all in the next video.